A program aimed at soothing shelter animals officially launched last year. Volunteers with Wild Tunes visit shelters across Houston and play music to comfort animals as they wait for their forever homes. Joining us this morning to tell us more are Harris and Yuvi Argarwal. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yuvi, I want to start with you. You are the founder of Wild Tunes, and for people who aren't familiar with it, what is Wild Tunes?
So Wild Tunes is essentially a program to help soothe shelter animals through music, because a lot of animals have gone through a very rough background and they're very nervous around humans.
Yeah. A tough time, right? And then when they're in a shelter's atmosphere, that can be stressful in addition to what experience they had before coming in. So
yes, they're basically swimming in stress.
Yeah, swimming in stress. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So what Wild Tunes does is when animals see a human come and play music for them, it just helps them build back their bridges with humans, and it helps them reduce their anxiety. And it's scientifically proven that music helps reduce cortisol levels, and cortisol is a hormone that induces stress and agitation and that stuff.
And what I love about this is we really get to see that animal flourish, right? They can suddenly thrive. Drew, when you heard about this and the work that Yuvi is doing, tell us, what were your initial thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, totally unrelated to this, shelter exercise. I've played guitar for years, and so that was totally unrelated. And then we had the volunteer meeting in January, and Yuvi came in and told us about his whole program, and the shelter said they were going to have that as a volunteer role. And what a perfect way to go in there. I was grieving of the loss of my dog at the time and didn't want to commit to getting a new one. So, for me, I wanted that joy of the animals. So I figured it was a win-win, go in there and get the joy, but also make those dogs' day a bit better. Then they came along, and now I can go in there and play guitar, make the dog's day better, make my day better. Yeah. But then learning about the whole scope of the problem too. Also, I think awareness is huge. So I've been, sharing on social media, on my TikTok. We've been going along Blondie's journey and at the shelters, and really trying to spread that and get those animals out of there. So
yeah, when Yuvi and his mom Priyanka reached out to me last year, my mind was just blown to see, a young man like Yuvi wrap his mind to be aware, to be cognizant of what was going on and how bad this crisis is for shelters really across the country, but particularly here in the South. And for him to come up with a solution, we're always reporting on problems, but not always are we, diving into those solutions. So this is really twofold, and I'm amazed at the work that you're doing, and I'm so proud to be just a little bit part of what it is you do. And I know, Drew, throughout this process, throughout that grief and the work that you're doing, you found your new love.
So yeah, posting videos, playing guitar in the shelters. Somebody actually saw that, and they tagged me in a video of Blondie. She was shaking in her shelter, and they said, I think she needs some tunes from Drew. And I said, absolutely. And so I went and I played for a couple days, and then her euthanasia date was coming up, and I couldn't let that happen. So for the first time, I fostered a dog, and 3 weeks later, it was permanent.
Foster failure,
Foster failure, yep. That's another new terminology that I've learned. Yep.
Yeah. So. Well, we're so glad that this, that Blondie has found you, or you found Blondie, right?
Absolutely, yep.
It's setting that leash up for success on both sides. Yuvi, I believe we have a clip of you playing for these animals, so let's take a listen. All day. I know if we love it, I'm sure those animals do as well. The real reason why you're both here, though, is to broaden, right, the scope of the work that it is you're doing. So talk to us about this recruitment effort that you've just launched.
So our goal is we want to get more volunteers. We've actually recently gotten 2 new shelter partners.
Oh wow!
Bark and Houston Humane Society, and on both, Wild Tunes is on their volunteer agenda. And I've spoken at various volunteer sessions, and at one of them, Mr. Drew here wanted to join Wild Tunes.
Yeah.
And we've also launched the Wild Tunes Club at our school, the village school. It's basically we encourage people to come and join Wild Tunes. Currently we have a few volunteers, including my friends Lorenzo, Federico, Olivia, and a few others.
Okay.
Yes.
But we're hoping for more.
Yes.
We're hoping for more.
Yes, that's the goal.
And we can, children, students, parents, grandma, grandpa, everybody can get involved, can volunteer.
Yes.
That's, really what I kind of want to share is, obviously Yuvi sharing it with all his friends. He's the founder, he
Right.
created it. So it's, generally been a lot of younger, talented kids, but, myself and everything, it's for
Yeah.
all ages. So we really want to put the awareness out there that this program exists for anybody that is a musician of any kind. You put thousands of hours into that instrument for yourself and, share that. And not only with the pets, but it also gives you a little bit of, if you have social anxiety,
Yeah.
these pets aren't going to judge you. So,
Right.
and also, there is people every now and then that you can share that with. So it also attracts people to the shelter to maybe see some of those animals. So we are definitely looking for musicians of all ages to come and join us.
You don't have to convince me. I'm here to reiterate your message, to get the word out and to get as many people as possible volunteering, involved. There's no cap on the number of volunteers we're looking for, right? As many as possible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The more the merrier.
Yes.
The more the merrier. Okay, so before I let you go, I want to talk to you about the event that you have coming up. It's a few months out. It's not until October, but it's the the Melodies of Gratitude concert. Tell us all about it.
So it's on. In October,
I got your treat.
on October 26th, we're hosting our Melodies of Gratitude concert for the second time.
Yeah.
And this time we're actually going to benefit multiple shelters.
Okay, multiple shelters. And we know right now shelters are in such high need, especially after last week's storms. We're seeing so many people, so many, even fosters bringing their pets back to the shelters because they're going through hard times. And so,
Speaking of which,
so many pets are suffering.
Bark Animal Shelter actually does have a current promotion because, they're pretty much at capacity, plus this new, weather event that happened. There's
Yeah.
lots of animals coming in. So all adoptions for all dogs besides puppies, and then all cats and all kittens are only $20 adoption fee. So yeah, and the awareness, again, there's so many. I had a misconstrued vision of the shelters before I was aware of it, that it would go in there and they were just aggressive dogs or angry
No,
dogs,
not at all,
or
yeah.
not one bit. I mean, that's a very, very small minority of the dogs in there, just super happy, just friends looking for a home.
A forever home,
Yep.
right?
It will love you to death if you take them out of there. So,
Yeah,
yep.
and there are thousands of pets in need. And we always say, the golden standard is to adopt, but we understand that not everyone can do that at this time. So if you can foster, if you can donate time, if you can donate money, there are so many different ways to get involved, or just host conversations like this within the circles you go in, making sure people are informed and not misinformed.
Yeah,
And so having these conversations, we appreciate it. We appreciate the work that you're doing. We appreciate the work you're doing. And we're so glad, Blondie, come here. She's like, I want to take the treat, but I don't want it.
So she's a rescue. She's still a little bit skittish around other people, but yeah, if you follow our TikTok, it's Drewby_do_, and you can see her being happy at the apartment.
Oh, come here, buddy. Come here, Blondie.
Come here, baby.
Come here, baby girl. Okay, Yuvi and Drew, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We do appreciate it. The time now is 8:48. We'll be right back. Hey, buddy. Hey, come here, girl.